Further debate? The member from Davenport.
Mr. Speaker, it is my great honour to rise before this House today for my inaugural speech as the member for the fabulous riding of Davenport to comment on the throne speech of His Honour the Lieutenant Governor of Ontario, David C. Onley. I would like to begin my remarks by congratulating the Speaker on his re-election. I would also like to congratulate all members here today on their election, especially the new members who, along with me, make up the class of 2014. I'm looking forward to working with all of my colleagues, and I'm honoured to serve this House as a member of the Liberal Caucus. I would also like to acknowledge the contribution of my predecessor, Jonah Shine, and I wish him well in his future endeavours. I would like to thank the people of Davenport for their support in the recent election. I feel truly honoured and humbled by the confidence you bestowed upon me to represent you at the Legislative Assembly of Ontario, and the confidence that you have expressed in our government's vision for Ontario. I would not be here today without the hard work, dedication, and support of so many volunteers and my riding association. And to them, I want to express my heartfelt thank you. The tireless hours you devoted to my campaign was gratefully appreciated, and I want to specifically acknowledge my Riding Association President, Megan Coker, and my campaign co-chairs, Josie Varelli and Ferd Longo, who together ensured our campaign was the best ever. I would also like to thank and acknowledge my good friend Corrado Pena, who in his words feels a bit responsible for what has happened to me. And I would be remiss if I didn't thank and acknowledge my 2011 campaign manager, Christine Innes, for her support, her friendship, and her mentorship. Once again, my heartfelt thank you to all of you. When the people of Davenport and Ontario elected Premier Kathleen Wynne on June 12th, they voted for jobs, they voted for growth, they voted to build Ontario up. And your government is ready to do exactly that. We are going to build Ontario up for everyone in this province. Davenport is home to just under 105,000 people and is rich in cultural and linguistic diversity. It is the place where several iconic neighbourhoods come together, like Bloordale, Little Portugal, Corso Italia, West Queen West, Bloor Court, Junction Triangle, and Brockton Village. We have the highest percentage of ethnic Portuguese, as well as the highest percentage of European immigrants in the province. On any given day, you can hear everything from Italian, Tamil, Spanish, Portuguese, Urdu, Punjabi, and Vietnamese being spoken on the streets of Davenport. We are truly a mini United Nations, and I look forward to representing all of those diverse voices. It is also home to many cultural community centres and associations like Casa do Alentejo, Casa das Beiras, and Casa dos Açores. And I would like to commend them, along with all ethnically diverse cultural centres and associations in Davenport, as well as their hard-working volunteers for dedicating so much of their time and serving as ambassadors for their cultures and traditions, and for contributing to the vibrant cultural mosaic and richness of our community and province. Mr. Speaker, I look forward to working with all our community groups and organizations. In the summer months, Davenport boasts many street festivals and parades. For the past 27 years, the Alliance of Portuguese Clubs and Associations of Ontario has organized Portugal Week and the Portugal Day Parade. Considered the largest of its kind in North America, this event is a wonderful way to promote Portuguese culture and heritage. These festivities are a true testament to the strength, endurance, and significance of the Portuguese community in Ontario. They also provide an opportunity to reflect on the invaluable contributions that the Portuguese have made to our community and to our province. The Big on Bloor Festival, initiative of the Bloordale BIA, the Bloor Improvement Group and the Bloordale community is a car-free event which takes place every year mid-July along Bloor Street between Dufferin and Lansdowne. Big on Bloor celebrates the arts, culture, community, and small businesses with the unique community and city building festival featuring hundreds of events, activities, and exhibitions. I invite you all to Davenport to attend the 7th Big on Bloor Festival on July 19 and 20. Canada's hottest street festival, Salsa on St. Clair, takes place annually in Davenport. This year, the festival is celebrating its 10th year and is expanding into a week-long celebration of Latin music, dance, food, and culture. From July 12 to 20, you are all welcome to Davenport and to the biggest fiesta north of the border. Like so many other ridings in Ontario, and indeed our country, Davenport has shown that we can build a strong and unique community that respects and embraces diversity. We are also a community of hope and dreams. Davenport is home for many newcomers who hope and dream of a fair chance so they may succeed. When I come to work in this wonderful building of legend and history, I think about the people who sent me here, the voters of Davenport, who shared with me their hopes, their dreams, and their concerns. I listened and I learned, and I'm committed to accomplishing what you have sent me here to do. Being part of an immigrant family in Davenport is an experience I have lived, and it is why I am so passionate about representing these families. Davenport is the riding that welcomed me, my parents, and my brother in 1970 when we immigrated to Ontario from Portugal. My parents came to Canada to seek a better life. They also taught me and my brother to be proud of our Portuguese heritage, as well as our adopted country and province that embraced us and that we now call home. Mr. Speaker, I would like to acknowledge my parents, José Augusto and Edminda Bento, for the unconditional love and support they have so generously given to me and my brother Lou throughout our lives. My parents valued the importance of knowledge, responsibility, hard work, and the need to help others. These are the values that have shaped and guided me, and this is why I'm inspired to work for the people in Davenport. The communities, residents, and issues in Davenport are incredibly diverse, and I'm committed to being a vocal advocate for the concern of all Davenport residents. My connection to this community runs deep. I went to elementary school in Davenport at St. Rita's Catholic School. My husband's business is in Davenport. My sons attend Portuguese classes and play soccer in Davenport. And Davenport is where, for the last 5 years, I have volunteered with the Federation of Portuguese Canadian and Business Professionals, a not-for-profit corporation founded 32 years ago, which fosters both business and community development and is proud to foster the oldest and largest scholarship program in the Portuguese community. I want to make progress on the issues and topics that matter most to the residents of Davenport, such as transportation and infrastructure. Investment in transportation and infrastructure is not only an investment in the economy, it is also an investment in the people. And I'm very proud of the Liberal plan presented for transportation and infrastructure. It is a pragmatic, that's right. It is a pragmatic and progressive plan that is much needed to ensure that Ontario continues to move forward in the right direction. And anything less than this plan is not enough. This is what leadership is. It is about investing in our greatest asset, the people of Ontario. It's also about a cleaner environment, which is why I was so pleased to see the government commit to electrification of all GO transit lines, including the Union Pearson, that's right, including the Union Pearson Express as part of increased infrastructure spending. Davenport is home to many seniors. They have worked hard, have raised their families, and have contributed to our community and our great province. I am proud that our government, through the Seniors Community Grant Program, is committed to providing seniors with a better quality of life by providing them with the opportunity to connect, contribute, learn, and lead active lives. and I'm especially proud that our government has already begun to work to create an independently managed Ontario Retirement Pension Plan, a plan which will provide Ontarians with an additional annual pension payout as well as build broader economic confidence. Having worked in the pharmaceutical industry for more than 15 years, which included several years working abroad in the USA and in Portugal, I have witnessed the transformation in our healthcare system under the leadership of the Ontario Liberal government. And I am proud that our government will continue to build a fairer and healthier Ontario. It will place the patient at the centre and make strategic investments in community care to keep people where they want to be, in their home, rather than in a hospital. A vibrant community also requires strong employment centres with good-paying jobs. Davenport is home to such many well-known companies. The Gladstone Cadbury factory is a neighbourhood icon and a favourite amongst kids at Halloween. Davenport is also home to cutting-edge technology employers like Ubisoft Toronto, a product of past Liberal government investment in the tech sector. It also requires compassion, especially for new Canadians arriving as refugees or immigrants from difficult conditions. Davenport is fortunate to have supportive charities like the South Asian Women's Centre, where Executive Director Kripa Sakar and her team have been providing settlement services to at-risk women. The centre was also recently recognized through an Ontario Trillium Foundation grant for $100,000 to train service providers and peer mentors to help victims of human trafficking and forced marriage. Their good works are an example for all Canadians and represent the heart of our country as an immigrant nation. I'm a mother of 2 amazing boys, and like any parent, I want the best for them. They remain at the heart of my commitment to maintaining and improving our education system in Ontario. With my sons enrolled in our publicly funded education system, I have experienced firsthand the difference a Liberal government has made in education. Today, Ontario's education system is among the best in the English-speaking world. And a good education system is the foundation of a successful society, and I look forward to continuing our work to ensure all children in Ontario are given the opportunity to succeed. I'm especially proud of our government's commitment to continue providing students with a 30% off Ontario tuition grant, making post-secondary education more accessible to students. I know of many students in Davenport who have gone on to post-secondary education thanks to this grant, and many more who are looking forward to post-secondary education thanks to this grant. But it takes more than education for our youth to succeed. The youth unemployment rate is unacceptably higher than it is for older Ontarians, which is why I support our government's youth jobs strategy. This program benefits unemployed youth between 15 and 29 with an added focus on recent immigrants and visible minorities, and has helped young people in Davenport and across Ontario to find work and to start their own businesses. Of course, all work and no play is no way to build a community. A holistic approach is needed, and Davenport is also home to a thriving arts scene. There are a number of small and growing theatre companies and arts groups that have set up shop in Davenport. But I wanted to mention one in particular, the Theatre Centre, led since 2003 by the amazing artistic director, Franco Boni. The Theatre Centre is a nationally recognized arts incubator that uses a research and development model to support Toronto's cultural sector. They recently opened its new location in the former Carnegie Library in West Queen West, helped in part by a $1.2 million grant from the province. I'm proud to be part of a government that supports arts and arts education for young people. Also calling Davenport home is the Portuguese Pioneer Museum, which was inaugurated in 2003 to honor Portuguese immigrants who arrived in Canada predominantly between 1953 and 1955. It is currently located on St. Clair Avenue West, not far from where many of the immigrants arrived. These pioneers, who scattered all across the country, created a path for many future immigrants. In the museum, you will find stories and memorabilia which provide a snapshot of the lives of those who are truly pioneers for their time and who helped shape our community, our province, and our country. The museum currently has an exhibit of artifacts in the display cases in the Legislative building. I encourage you to visit the displays and to visit the museum. I would not be here today were it not for the support of my family. Once again, thank you to my parents for their love and support. Thank you to my brother Lou and his lovely wife Grace, along with their two beautiful children, Philip and Jessica. Thank you for your support and your unconditional love. Thank you for looking after my boys when canvassing days were long. To my husband Fernando and my two wonderful boys, Andre and David. Thank you for your support. Thank you for supporting my decision to run and for believing in me. Your support, patience, and unconditional love are my foundation and mean the world to me as you do. I love you and thank you. I'm incredibly excited about the work ahead. I know that the residents of Davenport will hold me to the highest standard, which is what they deserve. I thank you all again for giving me this great honor. In conclusion, I want to say that I am proud of our Premier's leadership and I endorse this government's vision for building Ontario up. I would like to congratulate all members elected to this Assembly. I look forward to working with you and all my colleagues in government to ensure that all Ontario remains the best place to live, work, and raise a family in Canada. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Merci.